If you're a PC gamer and you haven't at least tried a Mount & Blade game yet, we have only one question for you. Why not? The Mount & Blade series is one of the most original, rewarding, and downright addictive collection of games that can be had only on PC. If you like the concept of riding horseback, clashing swords with hordes of enemies, or firing from the ramparts to defend your home, then the Mount & Blade series has been forged specifically for you. Mount & Blade with Fire and Sword is the latest addition to the series, labeled as a standalone expansion, bringing with it a number of upgrades and changes that fans are sure to appreciate. If you're a Mount & Blade neophyte, we'll happily break down the Mount & Blade experience for you. You are a warlord, and it is your responsibility to amass an army of volunteers and mercenaries, and from there, the future is open to you. It plays similarly to Sid Meier's Pirates, but it's on land with horses, bows and arrows, guns and swords, and it involves more RPG elements. If you choose to follow a storyline, there is one to be had if you declare fealty to a king or a czar, but you can only do that after you've won their trust and approval. However, if you want to go completely rogue and start your own kingdom, you can do that as well if your army is strong enough to conquer a city or a fortress on your own, and then of course, defend it from other countries who want to take it from you. Once you tie yourself to a kingdom, you can recruit volunteers from your citizens, or you can pay for professionally trained soldiers from taverns or mercenary camps stationed across the map. Mercenaries contracted from mercenary camps can have all of their equipment upgraded all at once. An army marches on its stomach, not on its feet. You can trade for supplies from the smaller villages, or you can hit up the marketplace in the towns and fortresses. While you're there, you can buy new armor, weapons, horses, and other gear for yourself or some of your named traveling companions. When you're ready, and sometimes when you're not ready, it's time for war. War is performed on a massive scale and you're tossed into the thick of it. At first, your army is on the smaller side, but as you gain in levels and improve your leadership skills, you can man an army in the hundreds as you fight alongside them all the way. Attacking with melee weapons and defending yourself with sword or shield is done directionally with the mouse. New to the Mount & Blade series are Firearms, and Firearms completely change the way you wage war. A well-placed bullet can kill soldiers or their horses in a single round, whereas arrows may take a few more. However, pistols and rifles are still in their infancy. It takes a while to reload, and many battles can result into hand-to-hand combat because of this moment of weakness. At the conclusion of the battle, you're awarded experience points based on the number of soldiers you slay yourself. From there, you can allocate stats in a typical RPG manner. Your army gains an experience as well, and they too can level up. Also new to the series are multiple ladders during sieges. No longer will you have to wait in a crowded line to see your share of action when trying to conquer a town. And the AI has seen a massive improvement as well. They intelligently move to ladders depending on how crowded they are. The AI is also much more dangerous this time around, so fans of the series are going to have to flex their Mount & Blade muscles a little bit more to survive. There's been some improvement with the graphics and texture models, but overall it's not a very far cry from the past Mount & Blade experiences. It's not a very processor-heavy or GPU-heavy game, so people with slower machines can still play Mount & Blade if they tweak the settings a bit. And best of all, when you've honed your skills in the single-player portion of the game, you can play Mount & Blade online with or against friends. If Mount & Blade with Fire and Sword has some faults, and all games do, is that it is punishingly difficult for beginners, and beyond the short initial tutorial, there is little to no tutorials on how to do anything. Money is tough to come by even after selling all your loot, and the management of your army's weapons and armor can be a bit too much. When there are no stats or even pictures to compare what they're wearing versus what you're about to spend money on and equip them with, it can feel like a crapshoot if you don't know what you're doing. The graphics in the game are not bleeding edge fantastic, but for a $15 game, they're fine. And when your heart is racing in the thick of battle, you'll hardly notice. With the support of a heavy modding community, Mount & Blade will be seeing a lot of replay once you add it to your collection. With Fire and Sword is a great game for the price tag. Those who like it will love it, and will lose a lot of sleep playing it. However, we don't feel this is the Mount & Blade title for people new to the series. Adult gamers who want to get into the series, we recommend Mount & Blade Warband.